अन्नाद् भवन्ति भूतानि पर्जन्यादन्न संभवः यज्ञाद् भवति पर्जन्यः यज्ञः कर्म समुद्भवः कर्म ब्रह्मोद्भवं विद्धि ब्रह्माक्षर समुद्भवं तस्मात् सर्वगतं ब्रह्म नित्यं यज्ञे प्रतिष्ठितम्.
See, this chapter is known as Karma Yoga. So, here we have to understand the karma. What is it? If we understand its order correctly, then it becomes very clear to us what we should do and what we should not do. So, here it begins with the first chapter. If you remember, it begins that Arjun is confused, because he is thinking, if you are considering intelligence more viable and more means choosable, then why are you putting me through the karma? So that means he understood it not correctly. He is still roaming into intelligence. He has not moved beyond intelligence. So while he was telling him nishtha, he was not telling him buddhi. He was telling it is the intelligence which decides which kind of nishtha you want. You want Jnana Yoga nishtha or you want Karma Yoga nishtha. But he understood, he is saying about intelligence. It is not, intelligence is the thing which makes your choice, which way you want to go. You want to become a Karma Yogi or a Jnana Yogi. So that was spoken about nishtha. So then he is telling him by and by, okay, you first understand what is yajna. So yajna process, he tells, this was last time we spoke, that that's how yajna happens, that you and do yajna and divine beings participate in it and both do together, and then the fruit is generated which you offer to the divine, and then what is left out of it, which we call not leftover, which we call yagyasist, means what is left out of yajna. Yagyasist means what is shesh, what is left, not left out in that sense. So that then you partake of it, and that is how you enjoy life. So that is how it has been told very clearly. Now he is coming, what is the order of things. So yag you have understood how it happens, what is the who all are involved and how it happens. Now it comes to the karma. So he is explaining annad bhavati bhutani parjanyad anna sambhava. The order that beings means jivas are born out of anna, that is food. Now anywhere you look, Sahaj Smriti Yoga, you will find in the essence of every scripture. Here you can see why we are saying, we say no 4 kinds of food. Food for body, food for mind, food for self and food for soul. Here the order is annad, udbhavanti bhutani, that it is not out of this thing, you that food is produced. Jivas are produced out of food. You have seen this whenever some rain is happening and you put some what you call this atta somewhere, from nowhere the ants will come there. Anywhere the jivas are born, where from they come? So that means food produces beings. This is the order. So in that sense, in higher sense, when we say we have come from the divine, from the super soul is soul. So God is our food. So if we become to such an extent, attain that we becomes God's food, that is prasad. See, God is our food and we are God's food. But what is the difference? We eat any which way. So means we are eating God any which way. See, it is not all the time that you are following yagna process and eating as an yag assist, yag shist. You are not eating. Any which way, anywhere you are eating, any which way you are doing your satsang, any which way you are doing, you are not following etiquette. Still, God is not pleased. Ultimate being is not unpleased also. So we are doing because we have ignorance. So we are food. When we are doing it in such a way, we become etiquette, that becomes God's food, then it is called prasad. So here the order is being told very clearly. Annad udbhavanti bhutani. It is from the food that beings are born. And how the food is born? It comes from the rain. If rain happens, then only grains are produced. So this knowledge, why we will call it eternal knowledge? Because it is not something which you have to believe. You see practically and apply your intelligence and find whether it is true today or not. Then only it is truth. Otherwise, how can you say something is eternally truth? Truth eternal, how can you say? If it is not true today, then it is not true. So if it is true, it has to be truth today also. So it says, Annad udbhavati bhutani, and from where the these things, food is happening, it is coming from rain. And how rain happens? Where from rain happens? It's a rain happens due to yagna. When you do yagna, then only rain happens. Then he said, from where how the yagna happens? And he said, it is through your karma. Now then he said, where from the karma happens? Then he said, it is from the Brahma. Then he said, where from the Brahma happens? Then he said, it is from the Akshara. That is Sanatana, which is indestructible. So this is the order of happenings. Is there any confusion here in this? Now you see who is doing yagna. It is jivas who are produced out of food. So how can they do yagna? Why? How? They need to be Brahmagyani to do that. Because karma is coming from Brahma. Order is clear, no?
This karma coming from
Brahma. Because if you are, who does the karma? When you say we should do what we should do. So the one who is Brahmagyani, he only can tell what is karma and what is not karma. So that is where the importance of living guru comes. Otherwise, who will tell you what is karma and what is not? We are there. So our words are worldly, but Guru's word is a Shabdam Brahmam. Guru's words are Brahma Vakya. Means that what is truth? It has so many dimensions. When he is speaking, we think according to our mind, we decipher, he means this. But he has so many dimensions of its word that we cannot fathom. So he says, idam itham. We cannot say end and beginning of it, why it is happening. No. We can discover as much as we keep evolving. So karma is deciphered only by a Brahmagyani. That is why karma brahmodbhavam. That it comes from. For others, that is where this necessity of or what you call utility of a living guru is. Otherwise, book is there, the thing is written there, why we need? Process has been told, but what is it today, Brahma? So this, like in olden days, and now also it is happening, but its form and utility have changed. Because people's taste have changed. I am speaking about Kumbh. What used to happen in Kumbh, when they used to organize, the seers and saints, those who are doing their tapas, who are engaged, running gurukuls and all, they all used to come, one place was there. It is like today's seminar happening, some world seminar. Oh, the time is decided, 1 month, Makar month, you have to go to the Prayag, this will happen. And there also it is not decided just like that. So many Jyotish is behind that this is the proper place this time. At this moment time, whatever is happening, the best possibilities of our coming closer to the Brahma and deciphering it are best there. So what used to happen? Brahma nirupan dharma vidhi varnahi tattva vibhag kahain bhagati bhagwanti ke sanyut jnana virag. It is not that Brahma is decided forever. Brahma nirupan. At that time they will decide what is Brahma today. How the things are there, how the Brahma is moving. Because Brahma is everywhere, all moving. Akshar is not all moving. Sanatan is not all moving. It is what it is. It is as it is. But Brahma has movement. It is moving. But who will control that movement? Who will move that movement? No, this move this way. It will be fruitful for the lokas if Brahma moves this way. And it will not be fruitful if it is moving in some other way. So Brahma movement means it is a kind of vibration. You can understand. And this vibration is not physical vibration. So you can understand it from Om, like the Om we say now, Pranav. So Pranav is both ways. It is other side invisible and this side it is visible. Both the mediator is that Om, that vibration, which is a primordial vibration. So other side to this side, who will decide? The one who is seeing both sides. So he decides, no, from other side this is what. And that is where otherwise how will you know what is the utility of the Devatas? Why are they dependent on you? Because system is the other side, they are there. But the system has been devised by the being, the supreme being itself like this. That has been spoken earlier. What was that? Sahayagya praja srishtva purovak prajapati. When he the creation happened. What is the Sahayagya? Saha means what? That one only. Saha. Yagya. That one only became Yagya. Yagya means the other side. Praja. Pranav again is Praja means again he produced himself. Srishtva means this side. So what is Pra is that side and what is Sra is this side. So he is saying I only created myself there as Pra, here as Sra. So I have created myself, I am that side and I am this side. Purovak. And what I mean Puro means it refers to the Pura. Pura means your being. And Purush means the one, the soul which is reflected in your being. So Puro Vak. Vak means to speak. So soul spoke. Puro Vak Prajapati. The one who is the protector of what it has created. So he has created himself and sat inside and spoke. What he spoke? Anen Prashivas Dham. From this Prashivas Dhvamesh wo Swasti Kamdhuk. Swaishta Kamdhuk means he said Prashiv. Dekho, example, how clear example is like father and mother meet and a child is produced. That is also an yagna. What is? Because they are desiring for a child. Yagna they did and they desired the food, that child should be there. Both are desiring, father and mother of the coming child, it should be there and that is produced. So it's a desired fruit it gives. So likewise, why this example? Because it can be understood easily. Like that, whatever karma you are doing, that is also a karma. But you are doing it because you are not knowledgeable, you are ignorant. So it has been created in such a way that you keep satiating your desires but in a dharmic manner. So here that is clear system, that how it is working. But it should not be limited to that. That's what it is saying. This whole is like this. Order is like this. You fit yourself, find yourself that I am here. And their own words you move. So this system is very clear. Annad udbhavanti bhutani parjanyad annasambhava. That from food are produced being, and food is produced from the rain, and from the yagna is rain produced, and from the karma happens yajna. Through karma only you do. And karma comes from the Brahma and Brahma comes from the Akshar. So this is how. So here Jiva does the karma. It is being who is involving in the karma. So how will being decide, make it clear that their karma is yajna? If karma, because earlier we have said that you get bound to your karma if your karma is not yajna. If your karma is anything other than the yajna, then you become bound by your karmic bond. Then you have to undergo the fruit of what. But if your karma is yajna, then you are not bound by the fruit. You are free. So that's why we say yag, dan and tap. These three things everybody has to do. They keeps you free from the bondage of the karma. Here he is saying Parjanya karma brahmodbhavan. So karma is from the Brahma. So how will Jiva decide that what is yagna karma? That is where the utility of living Guru comes. Otherwise, until we becomes attained to the Brahma, then we know we become the same. So this is the order. Brahma Akshar Samudbhavam. Brahma has come from the Akshar. Tasmat Sarvagatam Brahmam. Now Brahma is moving everywhere, as I have said clearly. The Brahma is the one. What is the difference between Akshar and Brahma? Akshar is non-moving. It is everywhere. But Brahma is moving. So Brahma Tasmat Sarvagatam Brahma Nitya Yagyam Pratishthitam. Always it is established into yagna. Brahma is established into yagna means what? It means like if you do something, if you know somebody, then only you can get a thing done. Suppose you think that there is a person Y who is a king and you are under that king. But if somebody knows that king or you know directly, then you can go, you have a chance that I want something done. Please let it happen. Because without the order of the king, you can't get that done. Something of such a nature you want to get done. So you go. But if you have no idea that there is a king, you are not clear whether it's a king or it is automatically moving itself. Then what is the chances of getting that things done? No chance. If it has happened, it's happened. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. But you have no chance. That is what became a saint. We say, why we go to the saint? We say, no, he knows God is there. Saints know divine. So they know, so they can move. If we go and pray to them that, and if they are moved, then they will say, okay, I will move. Same way here, that it is saying Brahma is Sarvagatam Brahma Yagne Pratishthitam. Nityam Yagyam Pratishthitam means Nitya means all the time, eternally. It is established in Yagna. Brahma is established in Yagna. So if Brahma is moving that yagna the way it want to move, fruit will come accordingly. So the one who is knowing Brahma can move in the yagna. See, you may have heard so many stories that when somebody wants to do something, devatas fighting with the asuras, they do yagna. And the seers, those who are doing yagna, they twist a mantra a little bit here and it becomes the reverse. In the case of Vritrashur, we have heard this, that Yendras, some asuras came and told that you do our yagna to the seers, we want to kill Yendra. But they just twisted one word from here and there, and yagna became just the opposite fruit giver, that one who was the yajman of the yagna, he himself passed away into that. That means they moved it. So like that, if you move the yagna, only the Brahma is pratisthit and somebody is moving that Brahma, then it may give different fruit. So this is what it is. So this, if we understand, then we understand whole creation's corollary. That is how it is moving. This is how this whole existence is moving. This is the system of the whole existence. So this is why, so this is being given that we understand our karma very clearly, that where we are making mistakes, where what we should do, where is our position, am I attained one or am I jiva, what should I do, where should I, if anything, and this can be experienced in life. There is no such knowledge we can qualify as knowledge if it is not true here and now. Difference may be that we cannot decipher how it is true. So that is why for that somebody knowledgeable is. That's why we go to the Guru to Nirupan, Brahma Nirupan. So as I was saying, they used to do Brahma Nirupan. That this time this is the Dharma Vidhi, means now how it should move. Vidhi means law. Dharma, what is the law now? Varna Tattva Vibhag, what are all elements like? Kahain Bhagati Bhagwant. Ultimately they are saying the devotion to the God. Sanyut Jnana Virag, with the knowledge, composite with the knowledge and Vairagya, mean detachment. So everything was given during the Kumbha. So for 1 year people are free accordingly that this time Brahma is moving like this. So we are supposed to do, in today's parlance, if you want to understand, like conferences are happening, no, so many trees we have cut, now we should plant trees, Brahma Nirupan. Intellectually it is Brahma Nirupan. Now we speak on, when we go to the attained one, their levels of speaking, as I say, are multiple, not one. Like they may be speaking on a very superficial meaning one has. Like we say, oh, you plant trees here. It is at the level of food for body. No, 10 trees I have, sir, where should I plant? You plant here. Very cursory level. Then another level you go up, mental level is saying, no, now plants are over, different kinds of plants are needed. At the level of food for mind, it has moved. Now beyond that, it has nothing to do, I have nothing to do with where you are planting. My thing is, are these being planted the way they should be planted? Is it happening according to the character level? It has moved now. Self. That it is being through that upholding the character, or somehow anybody is doing. Is it happening right way? It's moved. Now he said, no, I have nothing to do with it. I have to do only with the phenomenon. That this is the time that we should do something else. Means it has moved somewhere, just only, no, I am not bothered about it anymore. Thing is your intention correct when you are donating? It has moved to yet another level. Just intention, who knows it? How will you decipher that two people are donating, one's intention is not correct and he is donating, one's intention is correct? Move on to the higher level, food for the soul. So there are multiple levels. Here, as I said, because people generally, when we say one thing, they confine to it. That becomes not correct way of understanding it. And that's why I said this Brahma Nirupan at the intellectual level is this, that environmental degradation is happening. So we all across the world how to move towards doing something. But there is a dharma, there is a vidhi, there is a then ultimately bhakti, jnana and vairagya, everything included. So this order is there, and this order, if we understand and we find our position, and then our determination will be at something different level, because we are clear about everything, that this is how it is happening, no confusion. So this karma, that's why it is called the karma adhyaya for karma yoga, that you understand what is karma, who does karma, how the karma is, and what is the relationship between yajna, karma and you. So in every triad there is some catalyst where you negotiate things. Negotiate means you want to know more how it is all the time. While doing, it's a learn at work kind of a thing. When you are working, in that time you keep learning also. So people, those who are in whatever mode they are, every time somebody wants to change their karma. See, it is not this which we say, he says, ki chaturvidha maya srishti, I have created 4 kinds. But he is not saying I have confined you. You can anytime, if you are willing, you can change your profession. But you will have to work at it. So change is always open for us. But we can change our position. But first we have to identify ourselves, our position, that this is where I am. Then only it will make sense. Otherwise, how will we move? So identification has to be clear. That is why this order has been told, that this is the chakra. All the creation with chakra means movement which is happening. And whom, when we call Guru, Guru, what is this? A Guru is a change, Guru for change. Some change has to be effected. That is why there is a Guru. Some change, that yagna, the Brahma has to be moved in certain way. So that change has to be effected, and that is the utility.
Evam pravartitam chakram nanuvartayati hayah aghayurindriya ramaha mogham partha sajivati.
So evam pravartitam chakram. So this is how this whole chakra, means cycles are moving. Through this yagna, everything is moving. This Brahma is being controlled because he is established. Brahma is established into yagna. So Brahma is controlling yagna and yagna is controlling Brahma. Both are, it is paraspar relationship. So it is moving that way. So you say, this is how this chakra is moving. These cycles are moving like this. You may have heard this, no? For Buddha we say dharma chakra pravartanam. Buddha ne, what is it? Dharma chakra pravartanam. Means he did something which was needed at that time. And that is, in Sanatan Guru Parampara, it is continuous there. Whenever a Guru appears, that means something, chakra, some change is needed. So he is saying here, eva vartanti chakram, evam pravartitam chakram. Like this chakra is moving. Nanu vartiyaya, the one who is not going according to this chakra, means one is not following this order of karma, yagna, brahma, everything is not following as it is, because it is the way it is going. Then what is it? He is in futility he is living. Mogham sajivati means he is living, he is not abusing, he is just telling the situation, is showing the mirror. That mogham part sajivati. Oh, unnecessarily ji raha hai. There is no point in his life. Because if he is not going according to the yagna, then he is living the moment he is taken birth, the moment he will pass away, whatever wants to do is just going like. So mogham, mogh means the one which is visible, which is limited. So he says mogham, uselessly he is living. Because anyway, if his birth is there, then death will happen. So what is the point in his living if he did not utilize this duration for which it was meant? And it was meant to go according to the chakra as it is and go out of it. Become liberated one. So aghayur, this is like the agham is sins. He says he is sinfully only jing for whole life. Aghayur means whole ayu is going in sins only. Because why it is in sins? Because it is going against the chakra. And it is not going with the chakra, then automatically it is going against the chakra. So he is saying mogham part sajivati, unnecessarily he is living mogham for the indriyas purpose. Yes.
Yastvat maratireva syad atmatriptascha manavah atmanyeva cha santushtah tasya karyam na vidyate.
So here he is telling something that now he has told negative things, that if he is not following yagna, then this is the process, mogham part sajivati. Now he is saying other one, the one who is doing accordingly. He is performing yagna and doing everything accordingly. Then what will happen? Then he said he has no work here. Yastva atmaratire, the one who is within the soul, is never coming out of soul. For him there is no work here. he is happy within himself. That means within soul. So he has no work here. That is why the attained ones will say, what? There is no work for me. What for they live then? So this is how he is describing the situation, that giving, that one becomes like this. If one is performing yagnas, one is becoming Brahmagyani, then one will become like this. You understand? It is an attainment. It is a description of the attainment, that the one who has attained becomes like this. Now if suppose I stop working and don't do anything, this is counterproductive. That has already been told, that there is no point in life that you can stay without work, and you do not attain to the Brahma by not working. So all pitfalls have already been described. Otherwise people saying, ye acha hai, this is very good, don't do anything and say I am santusht. It doesn't happen like this, because you can't be asmatushta means, that means neither you are asking for food, nothing is needed for you in this world. That is where it atmaratirev means you are in soul, and satisfied in soul means you don't need any other food. What we say food for soul? Only divine. But we need food for body, we need food for mind, we need food for self. Then how are we self-attained? So the one who has reached to that state, that one is like this, that he is always satisfied in the soul, is never coming out of the soul. Tusht means santosh, is contented within soul. It's nothing outside to do. So for him there is no work, because it is like as if he doesn't exist. Now the one who doesn't exist, what is work? Who will do? So he says this attainment happens like that. This is the description of that attainment of Brahmagyani.
नैव तस्य कृतेनार्थः नाकृतेनेह कश्चन न चास्य सर्वभूतेषु कश्चिदर्थव्यपाश्रयः.
He says neither he has, again same thing is describing different words, that he has no aim to do anything, and neither he has an aim for not doing anything. Whether doing or not doing, both are equal to him. Then na chasya sarva bhuteshu kaschit, and there is no sarva bhuteshu, means the whole creation, existence, there is nothing for him to take shelter into. Because why it is so? Because whole creation is within him. So, but he is appearing to be there, but he is attained to that state that he has no point in where should I take shelter, what should I do. So, nothing to do. So, it is the apt description to give clarity. That first thing in first shloka he is telling that he is self-satisfied. Atma tushta means, see, when we speak in English we have to say self. For what can we say? Self-satisfied, there is no such word. So we say self-satisfied. So that is limit of the language, limitation. So Atma tushta, he is contented within his soul. Nothing, he doesn't require anything to do, not desiring anything to do, nothing. Second, he says, okay, there is nothing that he should do and there is nothing he should not do. There is no meaning in anything for him, and he has nothing, nowhere to take shelter into, because he is Atma tushta. Shelter you take when you need something. When you don't need, you have away from all this, and then why do you need? So he has moved then, because there is nothing, because there is no interest in anything is left. You call it self-interest or any interest, there is no interest left.
तस्मादसक्तः सततं कार्यं कर्म समाचर असक्तो ह्याचरन् कर्म परमाप्नोति पुरुषः.
Now he is warning him. So he is saying, O Arjun, you work always. Tasmad asakta, with detachment you work all the time. Satatam karya karma samachar. Satatam means incessantly you keep working, samachar, with even behavior, evenly behavior. Some then achara samachara. Achar means the behavior, some means even, samachar. You do the even karma, ashakto hai. Acharan karma parmapnoti purusha ashakto. Like this, if you do, you are detached way, then you will attain to the Paramatma. So don't run away from the karma. That is this is because he said everything. No, he has to caution him because he is taking on the level of intelligence only. From in the beginning of the chapter, the way he asked question, Krishna understood his position very well, that he is not moving beyond intelligence. What I have told, he has just understood as an intelligent being. So he is cautioning him every time. When he is saying he has no work, this guy should not stop working also. So he says, no, you should keep working, so that you detachment, so that you will reach that position where I am telling you from. Otherwise you will not. If you say, no, I don't work, I don't do anything, so I will reach, then he said, no, that is not possible. You keep doing, then possibility is Paramapnoti Purusha, then you will reach your soul. Purusha means soul, that you will reach that stage of being. Yes.
कर्मणैव हि संसिद्धिम् आस्थितजनकादयः लोकसङ्ग्रहमेवापि सम्पश्यान् कर्तुमर्हसि.
So he is giving him examples now, because it happened in Dwapar. Before that was Treta Yuga. In that time Janak used to be there. So some examples of previous in history are left. At that time those examples must have been there. Janak was King Janak, Sita's father. He was known as Videha, the one who has reached to a stage where he no more experiences his body, Videha, without body. So that kind of knowledge he attained, that no attachment from body, all the time he is into that. Only when he had seen Ram, that time he became Deha, because he has seen somebody such that he felt, oh, in front of him I feel my body. So he is telling that this karma you should do, because earlier also who attained knowledge, they kept working. Like Janak, one example he is giving, like Janak, he was attained one, still he did not renounce his duties. He always kept what for? Lok Sangra. Difference between ignorant and knowledgeable one is this: knowledgeable one works for the Lok Sangra, for the whole, and ignorant works for oneself. So that is what he is saying. Lok Sangrahame vapapi sam pashyantu kartum arhasi. For the Lok Sangra, for the welfare of the whole, for the Loka means whole, creation, world, par, other, all these are in Lok. So for that you should keep working. Kartum arhasi, by doing this. Arhata means the capacity. So you keep doing this capacity you should have, and you should keep working for the Lok Sangra. That is the difference. Yes.
यद्यदाचरति श्रेष्ठः तत्तद्देवेतरो जनः स यत्प्रमाणं कुरुते लोकस्तदनुवर्तते.
Yadadacharati sreshta tat devetaro jana. As and what? The sreshta jana means the excellent ones. See, this is again telling about the utility of Guru, or he is hinting about himself there, Krishna. That, and towards Arjun, that you have this potential to reach there, and this is how whatever the excellent beings, means attained ones, are doing. looking at that as role models, others also start doing. Isn't it happening today? Today we also look for, oh, Mahatma Gandhi did this for the country, or Bhagat Singh did this for the country, where people are emulated at that to them at that time when the war for independence was going on, and still we follow their ideals for the country. Oh, these people sacrificed so much for the country. Sresht Jana. So Deve Taro Jana means we call them Devas. The ones who have become to that much extent attained when they are only becoming mediums of giving. So Dev means to give. So they have become, De dijiye, give me, Dev. So they have become the conduit of the divinity of the ultimate, where for themselves they are not asking anything. That is where we keep on saying in Sahaj Smriti Yoga that in Paramarth Swarth already happens. Paramarth में स्वार्थ पूरा होता है, स्वार्थ में परमार्थ नहीं होता. So that is the meaning, that they have become conduit fully, not saving anything from themselves, for themselves. So they have become conduit. He said that way, when whatever the excellent beings in the society are doing, Deve Tarojana, those who are not yet become Devas, those people, but they are in mode of goodness, but they have not yet become Devas, they also start following and keep doing that. So, sah yat pramad kurte, lokas tad anuvartate. So, these sresht, excellent beings, whatever they make as evidence, pramad kurte means what they do through their life, others also try to copy that, emulate that, and that is how it should be, and that is how this is happening. Otherwise, it will go into the wrong direction. If our ideals become somehow wrong, suppose an ignorant person we start following, then what will happen? We will go wrong way. So, if we are following the right person, then we will go right way. So, that is what he is saying, that like Janakas who were attained ones, but they also did lok, otherwise they are in position they should not do anything, doesn't matter. But they kept doing, despite that, and they did more because others are emulating them. So they have to do that so that others can emulate, and this is how it should, because whatever the evidence they make through their life, that becomes ideal for others. So this is how it is. Lokas tad anuvardate, the whole beings start working accordingly. Anuvartate, what they are, vartana is a very, so many things are related. No? Vartman means the one who is happening, the present. Vartate means the one who is behaving that way. So here, so many meanings in the same word, but here, so we take few meanings and move on. That the way that one is behaving, whom we call excellent being or knowledgeable one, accordingly others emulate. That's the meaning. Yes.
न मे पार्थास्ति कर्तव्यं त्रिषु लोकेषु किंचन नानवाप्तमवाप्तव्यं वर्त एव च कर्मणि.
Now he is directly telling about himself, Krishna. न मे पार्थास्ति कर्तव्यम. O Parth, for me there is nothing that I should do. Kaha? Trishu lokeshu kinchan. Because he is enlightened. Once he say in 3 abodes, there is nothing for me to do. Kinchan means not even a iota. There is nothing, even iota for me to do. In the whole 3 levels of creation, there is nothing for me to do. There is nothing that I have not attained. There is nothing that I need. Yet, vart ev cha karmani, I also keep doing. I also vart ev cha karmani. Maybe I am also present in my karma. I am also doing karma. So, here Krishna as comes, he is speaking on so many levels. He is speaking as he is an embodiment before Arjuna as a human being. That he has to be mindful. and he has his other dimensions, he has to be mindful of that also. So he is awake in all dimensions. So he is telling him in all levels that this here, even if you are looking at me, I am also doing. At least I am your charioteer. I am here working with you. So I am also not away from the karma, despite there is nothing for me to do. Yes.
यदि ह्यहं न वर्तेयं जातु कर्मण्यतन्द्रितः मम वर्त्मानुवर्तन्ते मनुष्याः पार्थ सर्वशः.
Now he is telling the rationale, why I am working. He says, na hyam na varteyam jatu karmanya atandritah. He says, if I become little less alert, tandra means to sleep, atandrita means not sleeping, means awake. So he says, if I am not awake, not alert, then whole beings are following me. Now this is very important statement he is making, because certain where he is telling something that is not known to Arjuna, like the sloka he spoke, sahayagya praja srištva purovak prajapati, nothing is known to Arjuna about it. Just he told that this is how it is, that I only created all myself and all this creation, but he did not raise any question there. So here he is telling that only, that if I am not doing, I go to sleep, if I am not awake, then whole beings are following me only. Difference is some knowingly, others unknowingly. Because the chakra is moving the way it has to move. You either go in the reverse direction or you go with it. In the reverse direction, if you go, it is not physical that in reverse direction, it is spiritual. So you make your loss, your journey becomes long. You suffer the consequences of your karma, or keep suffering the consequences of karma until you make yourself in the right direction. So he says, man vartman anuvartante, me only, these all are following, manushya sarvasa, all the human beings, they are following me only. Yes.
उत्सीदेयुरिमे लोकाः न कुर्यां कर्म चेदहं संकरस्य च कर्ता स्याम् उबहन्यामिमाः प्रजाः.
See, this whole Gita he spoke in such a word that every word has woven in such a way that whole Gita you can put through one word. Here he is answering his earlier question. He says, Utsideyurime loka. That if I am not doing what I should do, then all these lokas will be disturbed, because they are following me. If I am not doing, then will I not be liable for it? If somebody is following me and I stop, their journey will also stop. So he says, Utsi, all these will go haywire if I do not do. That is why I have to do. Sankarascha karta. Now this earlier Arjun was asking, my kula will become Varn Sankar and all. He is replying now that is not your kula. I am the doer of all. My kula only is there. This is your folly that you are thinking you are born in this family, so this is your kula. This is a very myopic vision. Kula is only mine. All are born from me. So he says, I will become Sankarasya Karta. I will become for that Varn Sankar which he was speaking. By why? How he will become? By not doing what I should do. So responsibility is assumed this way, that it is not by renouncing responsibility that you become attained one. It is by taking maximum responsibility that your work happens. So he is taking that responsibility and telling it that this responsibility rests with me, not with you. I will become Karta of the Varn Shankar, not you, the way you were saying. It is my praja, I have created. myself in so many forms. If I go wrong, then only the sankar will happen. Otherwise, if I am not going wrong, then others just they have to align with me. So he says, Sankras chakarta syam upahanya vima praja. So, because earlier he has said that sahayagya praja srishtoa, I created this praja. So here again he is referring to that word praja. Praja means, as I have clearly, that from the unknown to the known you have created. Srisht is this side, praja is that side. So he says, even on that high level of attainment of purity, it is me who is setting the standards, not you. So then if I am not following, then only something happens, Varna Sankar. Otherwise this all is folly. People are saying a Brahmin married Kshatriya, Kshatriya married that has become Varna Sankar. It is nonsense. It is not like that. Because Varna is not. All the Varnas are within the same individual at different points of time. And they have all the time that freedom to change their Varna also. So what is Varna? What is your Swadharma? Accordingly, only you can decide. That is where the choice of karma comes. Free choice of karma. You can choose your karma. What is your choice? That is why here we say choice and taste is important. Because these are the things which make you go this way or that way. So anywhere you see, not here in only Gita, anywhere, any scriptures you see, in the essence of it you will find your Sahajasmriti. Anywhere you can. So that is how it is. So he is saying this is what Varna Sankar means. So in a way he trying to wash his impressions which he has about Varna Sankar and all, Arjun. So by giving this knowledge, indirectly he is washing all those impressions from his mind, so that he understands clearly that what is this Nishkam Karma, what is Nishtha, what is Yagna, what is knowledge, what is Brahma. Everything becomes clear to him so that he can decide what he should do. Yeah.
सक्ताः कर्मण्य विध्वंसः यथा कुर्वन्ति भारत कुर्याद् विद्वांस्तथा सक्ताः चिकीर्षुर्लोकसंग्रहम्.
Now here he is telling something important. Generally, even if we can do something in a better way, it happens in common life. Even somebody who has some skills, say in doing something, and other is less skilled, then we start saying no, he is not doing correctly, and so many things we start telling others. He said that should not be done. Sakta karmanya avidwanso yatha kurbati bharat. He says those who are attached to the karma and they are doing their work, they are also doing some karma. No, those who are attached to the karma, they are also doing the karma. So he says, like the way kuryad vidwans tatha, like that only, no different. The ones who are knowledgeable ones, they will also do their work. Difference will be that previous ones are doing for their self-interest and you are doing for the lok. That is the only difference. So you do not pinpoint that no, you are doing something wrong. You should not remove somebody's shraddha until they are asking. That then only you have work. That yes, this is. So in line of work, you do yours, they do theirs. So very clearly he is saying that ignorant ones are doing for their self-interest something, same way, same thing you also do. The difference is, why this has been told? Let's say people know, I am not perfect, how can I do yagna? So we say whatever ways of people are running away from duty, he has removed all those things, that what all ways people can think and run away and put it onto the scripture or the sin. Isme hi likha hai, to why should I do? Isme I am following what is written there. So they have created the Guru Vyavastha and they have created this, and he has done it very clearly that you should, even if you are ignorant, you should do the same thing for the lok, for the whole.
न बुद्धिभेदं जनयेद् अज्ञानां कर्मसङ्गिनां जोषयेत् सर्वकर्माणि विद्वान् युक्तः समाचरन्.
So he says, na buddhi bhed janiyed ajnanam. Because somebody is doing some work and you say, hey, this is not right way, and he is not asking you mind. Then you create trouble for him. Because buddhi bhed you create. His focus was somewhere and you diverted that. Whatever knowledge, little knowledge yet, at least he was doing something. But you have more knowledge, so you diverted that without asking. So he says, knowledgeable ones should not do like that. They should not create that kind of buddhi bhed in the ignorant ones until they are asking you. Because that will create ashraddha in them, what they are doing. So by their own progress, by seeing if they have that desire to progress, they will automatically ask. So your duty comes only when it is asked. So what we are doing, we do not create ashraddha, but we do it in a better way so that they start emulating that. That is the meaning. It is not leaving them on their fate. See, there is a very thin line. You prompt them, you catalyze them properly, you cajole them in right way, not in wrong negative sense, so that they start doing better way. But you do not question their shraddha. That is the meaning. Because somebody cannot do best way according to you, you do not question their devotion. That should not be done. So one thing was very okay, he is just saying that don't create ashraddha in somebody. So that is how this karma thing is all about. All the divisions of karma, all the order as it is. And same thing we are telling in Sahaja Smriti, how it is, you can find it everywhere. That's what we are saying.